What is going on, guys? Winter Kills here, and welcome to a brand new post-commentary duel video. This is a testing match I recorded last night. A friend came over, helped me with some testing for locals the following day, and an OTS, which I'm actually going to be going to, in a couple hours, actually, because it's almost 2 a.m. and I need to get up at like 8 a.m. I got to drive like an hour and a half and get to an OTS, and hopefully I do alright. I'm playing a similar build to the build that I'm playing on the right there. Pure Magnites is what I'm taking. No surprise there. And my friend has actually decided to switch last minute from Fire Fist to Sky Striker. Feeling more confident with Sky Striker, so wish us both luck. We're probably already at the event as is by the time this video goes up, and I got to do it really late because the day has been a absolute whirlwind, and I'm just now getting to record this video for you guys. So, but without further ado, Sky Striker going first. I think I won the dice roll, so I'll be able to choose to go second, but it's not going to make too big of a deal, big of a difference anyways, because he wants to go first, I want to go second, so the dice roll pretty much doesn't matter for the most part. Now, he's going to go into his unsleeved Kagari, don't mind that, I'm going to have the impermanence for that, so that's going to be pretty clutch. Don't allow him to get back that engage, but unfortunately for me, he does have that copy of multi-roll. And the area 0 helping him get there essentially. So end phase will see the Shizuku. He's already got 2 Sky Striker cards engraved, 3 Sky Striker, well 2 Sky Striker cards. I guess you could count the Kagari. And he's gonna end phase, use the anchor on the Shizuku, and then use it in end phase with the multi-roll, set it right back to his field. So he's got a set engage and a set Widow Anchor for me to try to clear during my next turn. And I do main copies of Galaxy Cyclone in the main deck, which is really nice. Normal summoning to start is a card called Ipiria, I-P-I-R-I-A. Very weird card. It says if it's summoned, you just draw a card. It's a hard once per turn. It does have 500 attack and defense, so it's a good Almirage target to help make columns. So I'll start my turn with that, draw a free card, and he's just going to go ahead and let the Cyclone destroy his set Widow Anchor. So I know his other card is the Engage. I'm going to set one, invest a little bit more into this field, and go for Purple Nightfall here. Also being conscious to make sure if I can make any columns into a zone where the card he has is pretty much going to be stationary. This is what I'm trying to do. I don't want to go ahead and set a card in that column that the set card's in, because I know it's Engaged, but for say if it was a quick play or something, it could, potentially no longer be a viable column to work in. So I definitely want to stick to the Shizuku and multi-roll column as long as I possibly can. I'm going to go and do a Morning Star here, pitching World Legacy Key because it's rather useless in this matchup. A pretty easy side out, luckily for me. And just going to go grab that memory and set the memory, I believe, not memory, maybe secrets I opened, not entirely sure. Might be mind control, I guess. We're going to be able to search that memory out. Very clutch in order to do that. So right now I'm trying to think how I can go for a game. So far he's been kind of quiet on the hand trap side of things. I know there's no threat of impermanence or anything because he hasn't set any other cards other than the 2 cards that he set off the multi-roll. And the one main threat has been cleared, and that's the Widow Anchor. The one thing that's going to allow him to interact with me on this turn. But luckily for me, the only thing I have to worry about is Ray. And other than an Eagle Booster, a Shark Cannon, etc., etc. So I do have a mind control set, and I'm just debating on whether or not I want to use it right now. And of course, I'm going to go ahead and take the unsleeved Shizuku. And now you see me summon the Purple Nightfall, and I haven't used its effect yet for a good reason, because I don't want to use its effect right now. Because using its effect right now would allow me to not be able to use it after the link sum I'm about to make, which is important. So, going to calculate this play that I need to make here right now, because I'm free from Ray as is, because the Ray will not trigger once the card is linked away on my side of the field, and is being mind controlled, so it won't proc Ray, which is nice. But obviously I have a Boral Sword set up here, and I do have memory, so I'm just trying to get a way to get Boral Sword with a Mech Knight body. But I'm thinking if I use memory, it's gonna come out in defense, and if I get purple, it's gonna, I can't make a column, but I do have a little play up my sleeve regardless. So I use the memory. Now I use purple, and not the one that I summoned earlier. And I'm going to grab Mech Knight Avram, the Mr. Check this out. And we're going to attack for 3k, attack for 2k, turn to defense, attack for 3k more. And that OTK was made possible by the help of the Vanilla Boy. In no other way, shape, or form would I have been able to pull that OTK off had I not been playing that searchable normal summon. This post was made by Avram Gang. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so game 2 is going to roll around here. He's going to go first again. No surprise to me. Of course, getting started with the engage shenanigans. What else is new with Sky Striker? True Draco is always opening Demise Diagram. Sky Striker players opening that engage funness. So he's going to set a card with the Area 0 and reveal an Area 0. And he destroyed a Terraforming for that, which is kind of funny because he basically used a Terraforming to get... He uses Field Spell to send a card that gets a Field Spell to get a Field Spell. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. But yeah, gonna normal the Ray now, link into Kagari, and he's gonna go ahead and attempt to add back, of course, a Sky Striker spell in his grave, and he's gonna add back the engage. No surprise there. Unfortunately for me, I've got no like Phantasme. I don't have Impermanence. I don't have Ash Blossom, so I cannot stop and interrupt his Kagari in any way, which is rather unfortunate for me. But he's going to go into Shizuku here now. And set 2. And end phase. He's going to waste no time in going to end phase. And go for, I believe, multi-roll. Yes, he's going to go for multi-roll. Now, I do have Ghost Ogre in my hand, which is like a card that I probably will side out most of the time going against Sky Striker. Because it's not a good hand trap against them. You can hit the multi-roll, but them seeing it turn 1 most of the time is not as likely. Most of the time, they're just trying to get a Ray engage to end phase, search, and engage, you know, off the Shizuku later on, and multi-roll kind of comes later, especially with the card being at 1. And unfortunately, I have to start my turn with memory, and he reads that as being a sign of a weak board, weak plays that I have, and he's going to hit it with the Ash right off the bat, which is rather unfortunate, because I needed that to go through. I didn't open up any Mech Knights. I just kind of have to pass as it is, unfortunately. I still have Ghost Ogre in hand, though. I have World Legacy Succession, 2 copies of Mind Control, and World Legacy Whispers. The Spell Negator, which I did side in. And unfortunately, I opened it right off the bat with no other setup. Now, had I been able to, like, set... I mean, hindsight's 2020. I probably could have just set memory, set Whispers, and try to spring it on him to negate spells, but again, he had the Ash for it regardless, so probably wouldn't have gone through. Now he's going to use multi-roll. The Ogre luckily comes in clutch here. I'm able to get some value out of that card. And he's going to normal Ray, swing for 15, and then use Ray's tag out ability to summon out Hayate. And then, of course, Hayate swinging for 15 of her own, and then going to use that effect if it battles to be able to dump any Sky Striker spell, I believe, or any Sky Striker spell or Sky Striker card, into the graveyard. So gonna dump the Area 0, interestingly enough, which is sign that maybe his hand is pretty good, maybe he's just trying to deck thin at this point, but or just get a different name in his graveyard. Setting 1, and we're gonna see him resolve the Shizuku now here in end phase. So luckily I kind of get by pretty easily here, only taking 3k damage. And didn't resolve too many engages this turn, which is good, because now I need to be able to put on pressure here. And I do have another Galaxy Cyclone here, which is going to come in clutch to be able to hit those set cards. The interesting thing I think about Galaxy Cyclone is I hit that Widow Anchor. It says, target 1 set card your opponent controls as cost, and then it says destroy it. So I believe even if the card is flip face up in response, so long as the card was targeted, you know, as you know, targeting for cost, if it was set, it will be able to get destroyed, even if it's flip face up. So I don't think it works the same way as Atlantean Marksman, where if you were to target a set with Marksman, because I don't believe targeting is cost with Marksman, or it's worded differently. But yeah, I try to mind control his Shizuku and try to make like Phoenix, but he's got like another Widow Anchor and tries to take his own Shizuku back. And it's just, it's just not good for me. So we're just going to go right into game 3. I'm going to have him go first, of course. I mean, I could have gone first. It's a weird conundrum I have right now. Do I like bank on going first some of these games and try to see my artifact engine and rely on hand traps to get me there and, you know, and try to blow them out and turn, what would be turn 3? Or should I just stick to what my deck does and just stay going second and hope I see some hand traps or interaction without having a chance to, you know, really set up on my own? Of course, because I can go first. And I would be able to set up cards like, you know, artifact plays for Scythe, which is a really good stop to Sky Striker plays, because if you can't go in the extra deck, odds are it's not a pretty productive turn, because 1 engage with Kagari turns into 2 engages, etc., etc. So multi-roll Shizuku. Unfortunately, I don't have Ghost Ogre in this hand, which is, I don't know, unfortunate, to say the least. And he's going to go ahead and use the Shizuku end phase here and add engage. No surprise there. Only having a Ray in his graveyard at this point. And I think I drew World Legacy Key in my opening hand. Maybe not. But I've got Galaxy Cyclone here in game 3 to start things off for me to hit one of those set cards. And I'm going to go for where I think I know the engage is. I'll just at least try to guess for it. I'm going to use the key anyways to get myself a column set up. But at this point, I want to mention a quick shout out to our sponsor at Imperium Duelist. If you guys are interested in picking up any playmats or sleeves, highly recommend you guys check them out, or dice or calculator cases, things like that. I'll link to the website down in the description below, as well as a discount code you can use to save 10% off your entire order. Also, if you guys are buying any sealed product or singles on TCG Player, feel free to use my affiliate link down in the description below if you want to help support me. I receive a small portion of the revenue of your purchase, so if you want to help me out just by shopping on TCG Player, doesn't require any extra things from you, just other than, you know, using the link. So if you want to do that, feel free to. But again, the Vanilla Mech Knight coming in clutch here, being searched off of Blue Sky to be able to help get myself a normal summon when I can't really get another column going. But unfortunately, he has Widow Anchor for my Morning Star. And I'm going to use the Yellow Star now to clear his multi-roll. And I've got Galaxy Cyclone engraved too, so I could potentially clear his multi-roll again next turn. So I can sort of keep, you know, swatting at that multi-roll, as it were. He still has 1 set card, which I'm not too sure what it is. It could be an Eagle Booster, which I'm really hoping it's not, because I decided to invest into the Blackluster Soldier, Chaos Soldier. I'm going to go into battle phase, and I believe I'm down by 200, so I'm at 28 to his 15. So I believe I will take, he won't take as much damage. Instead of taking the 15, he'll only be taking the 13. So now the way this works, it says if it destroys something in battle, which it did, so I don't know if Ray would be on the field by the time BLS would resolve, but regardless, I still choose to banish his set. It ends up being an impermanence. And now I'm sort of banking on BLS to buy me some time, because it can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects. But of course, if you can get a Boral Sword on his side of the field, and I do have a link to my graveyard, unfortunately, which is one reason I don't think I should have made this card. I should have just kept the setup that I had to keep that link to out of graveyard, because Shark Cannon is very, very scary, especially when in combination with multiple Widow Anchors. And speaking of Shark Cannon, there it is off of the Area 0. We've also has like another Widow Anchor in hand. Activate Signet Universe. I'm going to go ahead and recycle Kagari back to the extra deck now. Does have a copy of Engage in hand, no surprise there. Going to play that. Go get a search of a Sky Striker card. Going to add the Hornet Drones, no problem. That's going to allow him to get easy access to Kagari. And he's going to be drawing all sorts of cards here. Engage funness about to ensue. 1 card being drawn there. And then we'll see the token for Kagari. Kagari going to add back the multi-roll. Going to play the multi-roll and engage again. No problem there. All he's got to do, though, is get that Mech Knight of the Morning Star out of my graveyard and take 1 other card on the process of doing so. Maybe get another body on board, because he's got to get to a Link 4. At that point, if he can do that, that Blackluster Soldier doesn't become too much of a threat, because it can be destroyed by battle. And it only has 3k attack, because I only opt to use the effect to, you know, banish a card instead of gaining the 15 or the double attack. Which I always pretty much use the 15, or not the 1500, but the banish effect. But sometimes it's pretty clutch to be able to use the 1500 boost effect, because especially against like Thunder Dragon, because they just can't get over it with Titan, period, popping it or you know, trying to run it over. So he does attack directly for 15 there, and to dump something to the grave, and gonna go for the multi-roll, sending the Herculean base to the grave, that clutch recycle, and debating on what he wants to put back here. He's already used Cynet Universe at this point, which is giving his monsters in the extra monster zone a 300 attack boost. So yeah, coming in a bit clutch there. So his Shizuku is being boosted by 3. Now I'm down by, I believe, 5 or 6 or so at this point. But I'm still looking good. BLS still a very strong card, doing what it's supposed to do right now, buying me some turns until he can, you know, formulate some way to get over it via Shark Cannon and, you know, stealing some of my cards with his Widow Anchors, multiple Widow Anchors, setting Engage and Widow Anchor, getting the Engage out of his graveyard to search Engage off of the Shizuku there in the end phase. Standby phase coming around. We know we've always got purple coming back, and we're going to use that Galaxy Cyclone, no problem on that multi-roll. Now I'm going to summon Blue Sky, and go ahead and search for 2 right now, which is always nice to see, to resolve a Blue Sky for 2. 3, of course, being the ultimate resolution of Mech Knight Blue Sky, but we'll take 2. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spells in grave, I believe, so I'm at 25 to his Shizuku's 18. So any battle damage I would do here would be about 700, which isn't too good. The only thing I can really do is, you know, try to go battle phase, try to get a banish for BLS, clear some of his set cards that were set back off a multi-roll, or try to deal with the Ray in some way, shape, or form. Now going to special summon Indigo, and I make a bit of a mistake here. I should have used the purple effect, because I think I had another purple in hand or something. I had some other play that I should have made here. But I do go into the Cypher Dragon, and that's going to allow me to go into full armor. I try to pop his Shizuku, and he's going to use Eagle Booster. Now going to Cypher Blade to hit a set card. And I definitely did hit the Engage there, so he's going to be forced to respond with Widow Anchor, because he does not want me to get rid of that Engage. And at this point, what I'm doing is just leaving monsters for him to snatch steal essentially next turn, which is rather unfortunate. And that Cypher Blade is sitting at a whopping 3,200. And my Blue Sky is only at, well, it's down by like 5 or 6 now at this point, so not even able to get over that. And, you know, my BLS link being down by quite a bit. So there's no battle phase, you know, shenanigans for me to make here right now. I just kind of have to wait it out and, you know, go end phase and see what happens next turn. And hopefully he can't do it, you know, go for game. But he does have Shark Cannon. We do know this. He does have access to Engage that I can't clear at the moment, unless I decide to link my BLS link and my Blue Sky into a Phoenix and discard, I think that might be the last card in my hand, just to make it so he can't have that one Engage. Hardly seems worth it when you're on a sort of a downward slope like I am right now. Sky Striker, though, one of those matchups I feel like I need a little bit more work on. I feel like I gotta be more reactionary with a deck like Mech Knight, especially with the control aspect it can have apart from its obvious OTK aspect. I just gotta be better at being a little bit more reactive with the deck, waiting for my opponent to do things before I start going off and chaining certain things. But yeah, nonetheless here, he's going to get started with Engage, go for Widow Anchor, and draw an additional card there, of course. So as it stands, he has a live Widow Anchor, he has a live Shark Cannon, and who knows what else. So game could potentially be on board here. Going to go ahead and resolve another Engage, though. Why not? And I believe adding another copy of Widow Anchor here. No surprise there. And going to draw another card. So you're going to see the advantage is just clearly piling in his favor. typical Sky Striker shenanigans. Shizuku dropping things down by quite a bit. Now Kagari coming out, adding back multi-roll just in case things go south. Want to be able to sort of have that end phase guarantee. And then using the effective multi-roll to send that Metal Foes Fusion to make it so I cannot respond to the activations, I believe, of his Sky Striker spells this turn. Chaining 2 Widow Anchor and then Chainlink 3 Shark Cannon. So I just hand him pretty much everything. And then he's just going to link away my Morningstar, Shizuku, and Blue Sky for Boral Sword and normal summon Ray. And you guys see where this is going at this point. Just plenty of game there, not even close. For me there, just complete stomp fest with me being already down by, I believe, some life points. But yeah, Sky Striker taking that matchup there, something that I've definitely could have played a bit better in. But again, these are like late night testing matches, so I apologize if they're not 100% up to par. I'm just trying to get something out to you guys ASAP. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Wish me luck at the OTS. Hopefully I've done well at this point. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated in Discord. So join Discord, follow me on Twitch, check out my link to TCG Player, and as well as Imperium Duelist. Hope you guys enjoy. As always, WinterKill signing out. We'll see you guys in the next one.